Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here. So today I have 5 free agent cornerbacks that the Redskins should target to replace Quinton Dunbar, who they did trade. If you guys are new, subscribe for Redskins and NFL content, and stay tuned for the end of the video because I have an important question for you guys to answer in the comment section. So stay tuned for that. So all you guys know, we lost Quinton Dunbar yesterday. We got a hole at cornerback that we need to fill. So 5 cornerbacks that we could potentially that could replace Quinton Dunbar. So number 5 is Prince Amukamara, solid veteran with the Bears. Last year didn't have a great picks, but he usually doesn't have many picks. Is usually a good cover corner. The year before, though, did have 3 picks, one of the better years of his career. And I think he'd be a solid veteran addition to our team. Could help groom Kendall Fuller, Fabian Moreau, Jimmy Moreland. And isn't he's old, but he's not that old. He's 31 or 30 years old, so he can still contribute and also help grow our young players. So next player is TJ Carrie. He played for the Browns last year, but more importantly, he played under Jack Del Rio in Oakland, who's our defensive coordinator, and he's okay. He had a pick last year, forced fumble. The year before, had a couple forced fumbles and a pick, and isn't a bad tackle corner either. Would be a solid starter, or at least a good depth guy. And especially he's going to know the system because he played under Jack Del Rio for a few years in Oakland when he was a coach. So I definitely think that would be a good fit. I don't know if he would start. We would have to see how he does in training camp, or if we have minicamp. Probably won't have minicamp, but if we do, see how he does there. But this would be a good replacement for Quinton Dunbar. So, next player is Ross Cockrell. This guy is one of my favorites on the list. He played for Ron Rivera last year and played 14 games, had 2 interceptions, 8 pass deflections, and had 60 tackles. And he's still pretty young, 28 years old. And if you look at his advanced stats, last year, quarterbacks when throwing against him had a 55% completion percentage. So that's pretty good for Ross Cockrell. Also, only allowed 1 touchdown, in quarterbacks pass rating when targeting him was 8.6. So that's pretty good. His tackling isn't the best, but I think Ross Cockrell could come in and immediately start because he played for Ron Rivera for the last season, not before that, but last season, and is also a pretty good veteran. And I think he could contribute right away. Probably could start. I think he could win the starting job immediately. And yeah, the year before he had 3 interceptions. So I think this would be a solid option for us if we strike out on the next 2 guys that I'm going to say, which I really want to get. So next guy is very familiar to us. He played for us a couple years ago, and his name is Breeland. He's one of the better corners on the market right now, and he is 28 years old, just came off a Super Bowl run with Kansas City, had 2 picks last year, and he had a pick in the Super Bowl uh, against Jimmy Garoppolo and to seal the game. So, and I think he also played with Kendall Fuller, and he's going to be, and also Ron Rivera, before when he was with Carolina, Rashad Breeland signed a contract with him, but then he failed his physical. So he Ron Rivera does have interest in Breeland, or at least he used to. So we'll see if he still does. And I know a lot of you guys don't like Breeland because he had a couple pretty bad games in DC, but he is better now, and I really think he can contribute right away, be a starter. He's not a slot guy, so that's good. He's not going to have to uh, they're not gonna have to switch positions, or like Kendall Fuller switch positions because we got a new corner. I think, like I said, start right away and make our cornerbacking group probably of average to above average, because I think it would be definitely better than last year, and especially with the addition, hopefully, of Chase Young. that means that the quarterbacks are going to have way less time to throw the ball, so the corners don't have to do that good of a job of covering because the quarterbacks are going to be under pressure and throwing bad throws. But Rashad Breeland has almost always been healthy, except for in 2018. That's the only year he really wasn't healthy. But in 2014, played 16 games for us. Next year, played 15. Year after that, 14. And year after that, 15. The only year is 7, and then 16 last year. So really, not a health concern, like not injury prone like Quinton Dunbar was. So I'd definitely rather have 15 games of Rashad Breeland than 11 or 10 games of Quinton Dunbar. Dunbar might be a little better than, yeah, Dunbar's a little better than Breeland, but Breeland's healthier, and also Breeland's it's gonna help to if we sign Breeland because he's already familiar with Kendall Fuller and he's familiar with the organization. So I do think that it would be a good addition, and we definitely need to adjust the cornerback position. Breeland and the guy I'm going to say next are the most important. Like that would be the biggest additions. We got to at least one of these guys, or at least a good veteran, maybe Nicole Roby Coleman or someone like that, because our cornerbacking group right now is literally just Jimmy Moreland, Fabian Moreau, and Kendall Fuller. So we got to expand on that. So next guy is Logan Ryan, who played. He's my number one target. He played for the Titans last year. Had 115 tackles, 4 forced fumbles, and 4 interceptions, and just played really good last year. Helped the Titans get to the AFC Championship, and I think Sorry about that. I think if we can get him, the only problem with him is that he is a slot cornerback, but besides that, so that the only problem is like Quentin or Kendall Fuller is also a slot cornerback, so they might have to switch a bit. But Kendall Fuller also played safety in Kansas City and played outside cornerback. So and Logan Ryan also plays other positions too, like on the cornerback. So I think Logan Ryan would definitely be a good fit for us. He's also not too old, but also not too young. He's a veteran, so he can help out the younger players develop, but also at the same time is still young, and we can probably still he probably can sign a 3-4 year deal with us. He's probably gonna he's number one target for me. He's probably gonna be the most expensive player on this list. Probably gonna be around 10, 11 million, but you saved a lot of money yesterday when you cut Monte, you cut the 4 other DBs, and when you traded Quinton Dunbar. That's around 7 mil that you saved. And Kyle Allen's salary, I didn't mention this yesterday, but it's only $700,000, so we really didn't gain much salary. So around $6-7 million in salary space was created yesterday. So if we get someone like Logan Ryan, we can probably get him for around 11 to 12 mil, probably even less, at least 10 mil, but around that range. And that's not too much, honestly, for a cornerback who's produced over the years, played with, is a Super Bowl champion, and helped the Titans defense get to an elite level where they not shut out, but they shut down the Ravens in the AFC or in the playoffs this year. So that's my number one target. But regardless, we got to get at least one solid corner this free agency before the season starts. I don't really. Some Redskins fans like Xavier Rhodes. I don't really like him that much. Didn't play that good last year and is getting old. I would be okay with it if we get him for cheap, but besides that, don't really want him near us because just too much going on. But let me know what you guys think. Also, the question that I was gonna talk about is what do you guys think? The important question. I want you to comment down below what you think we can get for Trent Williams in a trade. Because before this Quinton Dunbar trade, I was thinking we could probably get a second or a third in a player. But now I don't know if it affects it too much, but what came out today about the Trent Williams stuff, like about his agent going public, kind of makes us lose a bit of leverage. So I think it might bring the trade value down a bit just because the agent came out in public and said that they are pleased with the trade situation and want them to get it done quickly. And Quinton Dunbar's trade value really was a 4th-round pick. That's what John Keim reported, that a bunch of teams were probably willing to offer that, but then Quinton Dunbar went public with this trade stuff, so that kind of made the Redskins lose leverage, and teams don't like when players do that, so that kind of diminishes the value. So I don't know. All those two things combined, about the agent going public with it, and also just what the Redskins got for Quinton Dunbar. I don't know if that reduces it, but I do think that I really think that we should not trade him if we don't get more than a third. So if we get a third and a fourth, then I would consider it. Or if we get a third and OJ Howard, then I would immediately do it. Or if a fourth and OJ Howard, I would immediately do it. But I don't know if I would do it for just a third. Definitely would do it for a second. But it seems like the trade value is going down because teams are kind of sick of waiting too long. But yeah, just let me know. We gotta sign someone, and I do think we're gonna sign a cornerback in the next day or two because we kind of have to. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please smash the like button, and peace.